at you as a father, not a teacher. So the dynamic is totally different. But no matter what, you have to declare everything. I am your father is like this. But it's fun, it's frustrating. But you know, the bonding between is my kids before they sleep. You look at them, they're so happy. They're so happy that yung mga nangyayari, nandyan lang sa bahay namin. Then ito, from 7 to 14, ito naman, teenage life. Ano yung dapat ituro natin at dapat matutunan ng edad ng 7 hanggang 14? Ituro natin yung tamang feelings. We have to give them all the best feelings. You know, sa edad na to, madaling ma-hurt, di ba? Madaling maano. Dito yung pinakamarami ng suicide tendencies. Maraming naglalayas. Why? Ito yung dominant yung feelings nila. So, pag magtuturo tayo ng, for example, if you teach Hekasi or Sibigat Kultura at this age, ituro mo yung feelings. Example, paano sila pula-po nakipagpatayan? Anong feelings niya? Bakit kailangan patayin niya mga Espanyol? Hindi ko kwentuhan mo yung kwentong pangyayari. Ituro mo yung side ng feelings. Doon nila maintindihan yung lesson. If you teach the feelings of your lesson, the more they will learn. At the formal time na yan, pag ituro mo yung tama, for example, the best way is, if you want the children, 7 to 14, to really believe in God, bring them to nature. Expose them to nature. Don't say anything. Let them see the beauty of the mountains, everything. And they will just say, oh my God, it's so beautiful. And ask them, who created it? Do you think a man can make it? Hindi. It's God. Adun mo, there's a supreme being who really created. So if you want to teach them really, it's through feelings. Now, the last fold is the age of 14 to 21, last stage of learning stage. Ito na yung thinking. Thinking. You can teach the child by just analysis, by just giving a formula, and they can think how to solve it. Ito na yung upo lang, mag-iisip, mag-analyze, kasi yung reasoning nila powerful na. Base ka mag-inano kung buo na ira-reason, may debate tayo mo. They will reason out. So, anong nangyari? Age of 14 to 21, thinking stage. But what are we doing? We are doing this to 0 up to 7 years old. Pre-LM, you give them an activity of thinking. You let them solve 1 plus 1 equals 2. Instead of giving them one glass of another glass, how many glasses? That's practical. Okay, anak, I have here one glass here. Another. Can you fill up the 2 glasses of with water? That's mathematics, but in practical way. That's mathematics. 1 plus 1. I remember this when Handuman was still in pre-LM, kindergarten. He didn't understand what's an addition. Because all of these are abstract symbol, just like music. Music are just, the notations are just actually, it's not music. It's a symbol, so the music can be read. Para mabasa. But it's not music, it's just a symbol. Pwede mo wala. Like, for example, tutugtog ka, hindi mo alam ang mga notes na yon, but music will still come out. Who the hell cares about those abstract symbols? Okay? So, nobody cares. You can still express your music. So, we are a natural people. So, ang nangyayari ngayon, we teach mathematics as an abstract thing. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Yung bata, pag sabing 1 plus 1. Tatay, what is plus? Meaning you add. Okay, so put in the board. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Sagot ng bata, 11. Kaya he added the 1 with another add. So there will be 2, 1. It's a practical thinking. Hindi siya mali. Ikaw yung may mali. You are thinking it's 2? He's right. There were 2 ones. May duha dito nga 1. Tama siya. But for us, we read it 11 because we know it's 11. But for him, he know there were 2, 1. He added. That is a child thinking, not an adult thinking. If you force our child to think analytically at that age, you are killing your child. The time came na kailangan siyang gamitin yung analytical thinking niya, wala na, pagod na yan. Others, how many children are not going to school anymore? Why? Nung maliliit pa, inuna muna academics eh. They're tired of doing it repeatedly. Ito, magkokomon pa, mga tutor pa. Sabi ko, oh my God, kalabas mo ng 4 o'clock, tapos magpapatutor ka, oh my God, kill myself. What for? You want your child to be what? To be what? Okay? So, ito, ba't yung sasabi ko ngayon, nobody cares about when I'm talking. Others, they will just go on with the natural nakasan because hindi gawang biro magturo ng ganun. Biro. So, isinare ko lang to dahil I think many of my former pupils, former students are now parents. Tomas, Dramatic naman.
Ako.
Rap. The former pupils now also a parent in Angelicum. I hope you understand. Ayaw pagpirita. Let them be who they are. Guide them. So, me, I'm a victim of a wrong start of education with my kids, but we are trying to catch up. Especially with my special child. Madugo la, makuri, agway naman, but it's so lovable. It's so nice. So challenging. Sabi, pag walang challenge, walang sarap eh. Pag walang spice, walang lasa eh.
Walang life.
Okay?
Yes! Woo! Ang lalim! Ganda.
Ha?
Parang komersyal.
Oh.
Sorry,
to?
non-stop eh. Non-stop.
Wala nga kaming natanong eh.
Wala kaming natanong.
Matipid kami sa tanong.
Wala nga kaming tanong eh.
Ito lang ang episode na hindi ako napagod.
Automatic.
Dami ko kasing kilala ng mga young parents. Some are single parent. Sometimes, deep inside me, how can I help them? Actually, I posted in the Facebook, if you want to hear from me and my wife about talk about these things to guide you, but many of them ignore because they want their children to be brought to the school. Like this, kailangan magbasa, kailangan ganito. Ang school naman, promotion nila na, yung school namin talaga ganito, nagbakabasa net bata. So, kids don't need it.
Yeah.
Which, like in my Mosaica, it's actually School of Art, School of Music. Actually, I made that Mosaica, it's not for me. They were like, I started with Sir Dante
Ano
Nahe,
ibig sabihin ng
with Josel.
mosaica? Ano ibig sabihin ng mosaica?
Mosaica, it's actually, idea ko na it's from the word mosaic.
So, may tanong na ako ha.
Okay.
Hindi na ako
We know what is
magtatanong.
mosaic.
Ha?
It's artist naman. When we put little things together and make a big art.
Nung una, alala ko, bata, itlog.
Yan, itlog, nagmamosaic tayo yan. Yun ang pinakano ko. Then, I like the sound of the mosaic because it sound like music. Parang pinagtugma pa sila. Then, ito, involved sila ng ginagawa ko, in-explain ko ng meaning ng mosaic. Ano. So, it came out in a one meeting, kami na naman ni na Mami Dulce Cuna, doon kami sa City Hall.
Yan, Ma'am Dulce.
Ma'am Dulce, hi Ma'am Dulce. Lahat ng mga artist, visual artist, ako lang nakahalo doon na musikero. Me and Sir Roland Calleja, kami yung music doon. Kailangan may represent kami na group. Wala ako eh. Hindi ko naman represent yung Lady Kalipayan dance troupe namin because Sir Roland Calleja was there to represent. Wala ako eh. So at that very moment, nag-invento ako. That I have a group. It's a group of me and my children that we actually have we have a group, it's called Mosaica. And the meaning of it is, i-explain mo kasi doon eh. Kasi, in-explain ko, mosaic is actually an acronym of, di ba, M-O. Yeah. Ang mosaic ko lang, ginawa kong
Yung
double
ano,
C. Double
yung
C, sinisya. So, mosaica. So, ang meaning doon, movement of sound applied in creative cultural awareness.
movement of sound
Applied in creative cultural awareness. So lahat ng ginagawa rin sa mosaica, painting man sila, aware sila sa kultura nila. Magkumanta man sila, sumayaw man sila, nandun pa rin yung roots ng culture natin. Although, ang approach, western, ganito, pero may kita pa rin na, may kultura tayo maganda. Parang ganon. In a creative way. So yung nagawa ko yung mosaica na yun, parang, yung purpose ko nun is to help other artists. Kasi nung unang time, nung mga pumasok ng 2000, naawa ko sa mga artists nagtuturo ng painting, tuturo sa isang school, 70-30, 60-40. Yung organizer kukuha ng 70, yung nagtuturo 30% lang, tapos sila nagbababad doon. Sabi ko, this is not good. So I organized some of my friends. Josel, hi Josel. Josel Cayetano is my violin teacher. Jinky, hi Jinky. Jinky is my another mentor namin doon sa piano at sa voice. Nag-usap-usap kami na buhin natin to. So, ito, kung 60-40, kung 70-40, you will get the bigger. You will just give some para sa electricity, para sa maintenance. Sa'yo yun lahat. So, kung meron kang 10 estudyante at nagbabayad din ng sabi natin, ng 2,000, 60% sa'yo yan. 40% iiwan dito para sa mga materials for everything. So, malaki yung, like si Sir Dante, ang dami niyang students sa, ngayon si Tata, hi Tata! Tata de la Cruz, siya nang tuturo sa mosaica, kasi si Dante busy na. Pag marami kang estudyante, hakot mo yung sa'yo yan. Ako naman, I'm so busy, okay lang sa akin, talagang personal paturo sa akin ng gitar, 3 sa akin, 4, okay na. But marami doon, last year we started a dance. Yung nagturo si, yung former Angelicum din, ang nakakatuwa ngayon, sa Mosaica, ito sila, nagturo sila doon. Kung ano mga, sabi ko sa nila, kinato-kato.
Yung tinuro mo
Ano
doon.
tinuro mo dun?
Pilili, tsaka gitara.
Siya yung assistant. Kasi siya ang assistant ko sa guitar at saka sa ano. Si John Franco at saka si Clint, sila yung sa drums. Sa drums. I want kasi yung mga former student ko na matuto silang mag-share. Matuto silang ipalawak. Katulad ng ginawa ko, in-spread ko yung alam ko. Hindi ko tinago yun. Kasi kayo na, pag mawala na ako, sinong mag-spread nan, kayo na. So, you have to multiply to leave a legacy. To leave a
Nice.
legacy. Okay. I think I talk so much already.
Hindi, hindi.
Solve.
Hindi, ano lang. Maliit, konti lang yun.
Intro pa lang yun.
Ganun.
First part pa lang yan.
Parang,
Mamaya to.
parang nakikita ko na, kung mag-edit si Rap Rap, siguro mga 3 episode to.
Yes. Ang dami kasing topics doon. Ha?
Pang
Daming
1 week.
topic.
From education, parenting, name it. Lifestyle.
Tsaka music.
Music.
So, apat na episode, pare.
Diyan na yan lahat. Bahala.
Hindi, yung
bahala ka.
masasabi ko kay Marlon, yung sinabi niya about education. Yeah, na-encounter ko na rin yan na with some people na there's same thinking with Marlon na sinasabi na yeah, education, it's already, parang, what do you call this? Dapat mag-upgrade na. It has been done for so many years. Kasi yung hindi nila nagugustuhan is it's textbook.
Correct.
Lagi mong
By the book.
parang yun na nga, repetitive. Memorization.
Correct.
Ano
Kaya,
po?
yun nangyari sa akin, Kendall. During their time, I still use a Mappy book, di ba? May Mappy book pa ako. Ewan ko kaninong batch na tinigil ko na yung paggamit ng textbook. Sabi ko, ba't ako gagamit ng textbook? Alam ko naman to eh.
Yeah.
I'd rather make my own activity for my children na creative way. So yung ginagawa ko na ngayon, sila obligado din magbasa ng notes, di ba? Remember? Tutugtugin talaga sa ukulele. Pero ngayon, iniba ko na. Why? Pedagogically, you don't have to teach your children to understand the abstractness of the lesson. Rather than, pinili ko, magawa nila yung tama. For example, sa music. Yung bata tuturuan mo ng mga notes, pagbasa ng notes, but they don't know how to play it in an instrument. They can't even sing it. Totoo, sa MAPE, ano yung value ng mga notes, ganito. So, nagtuturo ko sa mga college student ko sa EBSU, I ask them, what do you learn in your MAPE? They know the whole note, but they don't know how to use the whole note.
No.
Hindi ako marunong magbasa
Okay?
ng notes.
You know the name.
Ano
Pero
yung nota?
Ha?
Nota
alam mo, lahat lang information. Parang nagturo ka, ito baso, pero hindi mo alam na yung anong gamit ng baso. Kaya yung ginamit ng baso, itinapon mo sa mukha ng kaibigan mo. Kasi hindi mo tinuro yung tamang gamit ng baso. Parang ganun nangyayari sa school.
Yeah.
You just give a lot of information without letting them understand the meaningful use, the essential use of the thing. Yun ang mali sa education. So, ang ginawa ko, hindi ba ko? Although they experienced that with me, na talagang kakanta, tutog, sasayaw talaga sila. Pero meron silang theory lesson. Yun ang madugo. Kasi ilang page yun, di ba? Nagbabasa sila ng notes, tapos may practical pa. Tinanggal ko na yun. Ang ginawa ko ngayon, tinitira ko kagad yung bata na pag-uwi ng bata, meron siyang isang awit na 2 line lang na makakanta niya at isang chords lang kakantahin niya. Pag-uwi ng bata na yon, parang, oh my God, I'm a rocker. Oh my God, I can sing a song with my ukulele.
Yun, yung
You made the
excitement.
child successful in that
Yung
very moment.
excitement dyan.
So pagbalik na, may excitement pa siya. I want to learn more.
Mm.
Eh kung yung bata, pinabasa mo ng notes, pinabasa mo ng ganito, na hindi niya magawa, hindi niya maintindihan, frustration. Para ano to? Anong gamit nito? Like math. Do you think that the teachers are teaching the proper use of the math?
Correct. Hanggang ngayon,
Diba?
hindi ko alam kanong
Sabi nga ng-
gamit ng calculus.
Pinag-usapan namin ni Teacher Julius ba? Architect, Julius! At,
Ayun, si Julius.
Teacher Julius was my former pupil din. Ganda ko katanda eh. Ngayon ka-jamming ko na. Practice teaching ko siyang estudyante ko. Pinakamakulit yung estudyante. Ayan, he shared to me, nagkukwentuhan kami with a bottle of beer. Sabi niya, grabe yung complication ng math, elementary ganito, hanggang mag-engineer ka ganito, architect ganito. Pero pagbalik mo doon, pwedeng calculator palang gamit mo.
Correct.
Although, I know, maraming gamit yung mga processes na yon. Pero, for me, hindi ko kailangan ng math sa buhay ko. Okay? Parang, tinurture ako ng algebra, ng mga trigonometry, ng mga geometry, Na yung
Integral.
geometry pala, practicality, kung mahilig ka magpanday, geometry pala yun. Di ba? Gindadangaw-dangaw mo lang yan doon una. Pero sa school, ang hirap intindihin. I hope all the schools will make it practical. Sabi ko sa mga teachers, Angelico, when you teach math, go around, go outside, you measure the size of the gate, the distance from here up to there, let them measure. Ganun, practical math. Ano, height like this, what's the angle like this, let them do it. Or let them cut like this so they will fold a cartoon and produce something, a triangle. Mathematics. It's practical math. Rather than, what are these, X and Y, you ask me to look for your X and you ask me Y, I don't care. Okay? Tapos tatanong mo yung anak ko, find the latest common denominator.
The list.
Tapos gagawing assignment pag yun sa'yo, tatay, assignment namin, find greatest
List common denominator.
Sabi ko naman, napakabubo ng teacher mo. Bata pa ako, pinapahanap hanggang pati ngayon, hindi pa mahanap. Huwag na kasi lang magturo. Kung kayo pang ako pinapahanap nila noon, pati ikaw pinapahanap ka nila. Anong gamit ng mga teacher na? Gino-joke ko pa ganun. Kasi hanggang ngayon, hindi ko alam yun.
Ang dami nating
Okay.
Kulang
Actually,
isang araw. Kulang isang araw. Siguro mga installment to ha. Sabihin na lang natin installment to.
Ito lang muna.
O meron tayong siguro magiging part 10 ata to.
Ako, okay lang. Alas 5 pa ako lalabas.
Part 10. Part 10. Pwede. Alternative learning.
Ang gusto ko rin sabihin din sa inyo, because ako yung taong I'm not physically conscious. Okay? I'm not physically conscious sa katawan ko. Ugali ko lang yun. I like to move. Maybe like shape at the 50 years old with my pupil. Kaya sabi ng anak ko, who is he? May nakasalubong ko doon sa mall.
That's my student, former student.
My former pupil. He looks older than you. Why do you say? Why? Lulu has a big belly like this. Kasi may physical attributes sa yung description. No, actually, mas matanda sa kanya. Maybe they look at me, kasi yung pag ginadjudge sa yung tao sa itsura, di ba? Sa physical thing. Well, I'm 50 years old. Nagtuturo ako ng PE sa UP. Then same time year sa PhilSci. Dumating yung time na tuturo ko doon, yung mga estudyante sa UP at saka sa PhilSci, they don't care about your PE subject. Because para sa kanila, butas lang yung subject na yan. Paad lang yan para matapos ka ng ano mo. When I start teaching them PE, the meaning of PE, intindihan nila nga, ganito pala yung PE. Kasabi ko yung PE, yung subject ikaw. You are the subject. You have to educate yourself physically. For example,
Ganda ng approach.
for example, maraming anggulo kasi yung pag-educate ng physical body natin. Okay. Sa sports, yung agility, yung quick, everything, ano mo yan. Sa dancing, iba din. At lahat ng mga movement na yun, brain analysis yan. Kaya if you don't let the child play, pinipigilan mo yung brain mag-work. Sabi ko nga, 0 to 7, if you let the child play something, or do something, or play with a crayon in the wall or everywhere. Magagalit ka dahil nagdumi yung wall ninyo, but I'll tell you, the brain that's being used by the child creating all those lines, creatively, oh my God, it's more than a book. Dahil may imagination yun siya eh. Ini-imagine niya. So anything na gawin niya sa kamay niya, automatic yung brain niya nag-a-analyze yun. So yun ang gamit ng doing. If you let the child work at once with their hand, physically, their brain will automatically work. Ano ginagawa mo sa school? The school give the child something to think. But we don't teach the children what to think. Okay? So parang, gawin niyo ito isipin mo to, pero hindi mo pinabayaan yung bata mag-isip para sa kanya. So, sa panahon nila, I give them problem. Go out. Get anything. Anything, di ba? Mga bato-bato. Pagdating sa room, okay, do something, make it into art, something that you can tell a story about it. Yung room ko parang basura yan. Then they will what do you have there? Teacher, it's like this. I-explain nila yan. That's a creativity. So no wonder why, may mga katok gihap. Now, when I say kato pagbalik mo yung kato, utak ito.
Yan.
May
diba?
kato, may utak.
Yun.
Kato is actually the creative brain. So tawag ko nga kato, saying thank you.
Yan, compliment.
No.
Okay? Sige, Anay.
Wala na.
Ubusan ng battery to.
Nag-give up na yung battery nung natin, camera.
Ubusan ng battery to.
For you, for the people, it is our right to be physically well, physically fit. Ang panahon natin ngayon, napaka-sedentary ng life. We buy foods from grocery, sometimes cook na siya, kain na lang. Di ka na maghuhugas, we can just throw it to the garbage, then pollutions on the earth. So actually, we're damaging the earth tungkol at kaubya sa laziness natin. So part of my motivation of my pupils when I was in UP and PE is like this. People before don't need to have physical education because physically they're educated. Kaya sabi ko, wala tayong karapatang magsabi ng mga taga-huron, mga parapangisda, they're mga educated. Be careful. They are fully educated in their world. Ikaw daw, pakadto, pag-uma, kung makagtanom ka.
Correct.
You are not educated in their world.
Yeah.
So, please don't underestimate them. Because may dahira education nga era. Pangawil, kung di ka mangawil, di ka nga ni mamatay balod dito. So, we cannot everybody has their own education to tell. So, physically, before, di natin kinahanglan mag-gym. Before, if you want to eat a fruit, you have to look for that tree. Climb all the mountains and look for the tree. Pag nahanap mo na yung tree, kailangan akyatin mo yun. And you need physical strength to climb the tree just to eat the fruit. And gather the fruit and bring it to your family. Grabe, ito nga yung ginamit ng lawas, di ba? So, yan na, you go to the grocery and buy. Pag mumula yung pet bata, dili ka kaunon sakto. Why? If there's no suffering and effort of getting something, you can easily throw it. That's a problem. So, pero kung pinaghirapan mo akyatin yung mangga na yan, kahit siguro yung skin kakainin mo. Kasi alam mo, pinagpaguran mo yun. So, right now, the problem right now with our education, everything, we teach children to have shortcut. Everything. Shortcut. Waray shortcut. Sabi ko nga, if you want to be healthy, it takes 3 months for your body to react. Tatakbo ka maya, magdi-gym ka, feeling mo, pumayat ka na, ano ka na, ito ka lang. Kaya nung explain ko ng estudyante ko, they realize na, sabi ko, alam mo si Vicky Bello, walang pera yan kung tinuro lang yung PE ng tama sa school, wala siyang pera. Kasi yung pinapagawa niya is actually the absence of the absence of the knowledge of the people na hindi nila alam to take care of themselves. Kung alam mo yun, you don't need them. You don't need them. It's actually a wellness. Dapat, yun yung tuturo. Sa PE naman, Diyos ko naman tuturo yun. Sige, sayaw! Magkakuha ng sayaw. Yung mga teacher kasi mga shortcut eh. Lahat shortcut. Ako iba. Nakaramdam to sila. 20 times akit sa 4th floor. Okay.
Naalala ko yung sinabi mo, Marlon, na pinahanap mo sila ng mga bato.
Lahat, basura, lahat.
Tapos, parang naano ko yun yung sa mother ko. Yung parang initiation nila sa Apo. Yan, kuha kayo ng lansones. So, yung iba, gusto kagad malalaki. Yung iba, maliliit lang kasi sila yung nahuli. Tapos sinabi, sige, kainin nyo yan. Kasama yung
Balat.
Hindi, yung
buto.
Yung iba pa sa generation ngayon, binibili na natin yung mga laruan ng bata. We have to buy them. Tapos ang nangyayari, bili ka ng bili, ang dami ng mga toys sa bahay. Alam mo yung effect niyan? Yung bata hindi na alam ano yung gagamitin, ano na laruin nila. Actually, you are teaching confusion to the child. Pero kung bigyan mo siya ng isang laruan na maging favorite na at matututo siya mag-take care sa gamit na yan. So in my time, sasali ka ng mga laro doon, ng mga laruang like car, wala man nabibili nun, magagawa ka. Para ka makasali ka doon ng mga, kunwari, yung mga tinatambak doon ng mga bato-bato at saka mga buhangin na gawan mo yung kalsada yon. Para maka-join ka doon, magagawa ka ng car mo. Pag wala ka nun, gamitin mo doon, dahon. Tapos, kung creative ka, pipinturahan mo na, gagawin mo na kung ano mga mga borloloy
Gulong
doon.
tsinelas.
Kaya mga tao noon,
Oo,
creative.
dumaan ako dyan.
Okay? Chinelas, paano?
Mga propeller
Oo,
pa nun.
tapos hinihila mo
Ordinary
pa
na yung kamay mo,
ano.
masusugatan ka, di ba? Dahil may ginagawa ka. These are the will. You want to join the game? Develop your will to make the toy. Noon, yung laro naming NPA. Pusin po sila eh. Kumbaga yan soft air, di ba? Kaya sa ML, mga computer na. Sa amin, ay nako, Lito Lapid Dantivaro na yun.
Saging.
Maggagawa ka na lang sariling yung ano mo, sila musil-pusil. Musil-pusil.
Move your muscle pusil.
Or yung kawayan.
Yan.
Ginaganon.
Hindi kasi ganun eh. May yung take ko dyan is, yung tao kasi, matalino.
Mm.
Tapos, yan, matalino. Yun nga lang, may good points, may bad points din eh. Kasi yung iba nakikita, pwede magpagpakitaan yan. Yun, so,
Power of choice.
yan.
That's why opportunity, like this world of what we call this corporate world. Aton generation is corporate world. Like wearing of the face mask, it's business.
Yan na nga.
Now the vaccine that they dramatize. Do you think ako di ako mapavaccine?
Baka maging
I
zombie ka
I
after.
won't. I will let my natural immunity deal with that COVID. COVID ka lang, sabid ako.
Okay
it's
yan
like
na, slogan na. COVID ka lang, sabid ako.
It's like this. God created all this natural things to deal with our immunity. For example, the beach, the nature, everything. These are designed by God para makadevelop tayo ng natural immunity to fight with any viruses. Nag-mutate tayo dun eh. If the thing, ang pangit lang dito sa COVID na to, if your body is not designed for that, you will really suffer. But for the young children, my advice, little by little, expose natin. Because it's their generation. Whether you like it or not, we are part of it. COVID is part of our life. Bagit yan, epidemic and cholera. Flu. My town, Oras, was created because of the cholera. From tough people, nag-evacuate, nagpaharayo. Because when you are near the people, the epidemics are there because contamination of the water, of the cholera. So, you have to move away para hindi contaminated yung ano. So, habang papalayo ng papalayo ko, nakakreate kayo ng mga places. Kaya nanganak ng mga bagong town. Yun lang. That's why there's a lot. Now the cholera is just an ordinary illnesses or diseases, part of us. COVID, we have to embrace it.
Marami tayong mapag-uusapan kasi pwede ko rin tanungin, ba't maraming languages yung tao? Sunod. Kasi
Languages.
Diba, yung isang lugar natin dito, ang dami ng dialect natin. Dialect ba yun o language?
It's not dialect.
Yeah,
I-explain ko between ako. Hindi ako nagmamarunong ha.
Isang programa na naman to.
I-correct niyo ako yung mga marunong sa language. Para sa akin ha, ang language kasi pag kompleto yung rules niya sa pagporma ng salita, lingwahe yun. Pag sabi namang yung common natin, oy, wag ka mag-dialect. Sabi yung waray-waray is dialect. Hindi. Dialect is another form of your language. For example, pag pumunta ka ng Espanya, isipin mo Spanish yung salita nila. But there were many dialect of Spanish language in their place. Punta ka ng Barcelona, which is Catalan province. May halong French yung Spanish nila. So it's a dialect of Spanish. So sa waray-waray natin dito, Tacloban is just a different dialect from Barogo, from Basay, from Borongan, ang Pulutan 8. Ay, jaja.
Sabi ko na ba,
Okay.
justified.
Okay? So, dialect is your way, your local way of using your language. Parang privatized ba siya? Ano? So, we have a common language, the waray-waray or Binisaya.
Pwede.
Pero, hiwa-hiwalay yung iba-iba yung pagkagamit natin. For example, siguro pinag-usapan nyo ng isang ibang episode nyo about waray. Well, advocacy ko yung salitang waray kasi nakaka-bad trip na nagsasalita ko ng Tagalog. Pero anyway, nakaka-bad trip. Ano ka sa downtown, marinig mo yung mga bata, ang daming wrong grammar. Ang daming wrong grammar. Even paglagay ng poster, dati nagpalagay si poster, maupay na patron. Even you did this in your Facebook. Na, walang word na to describe nga. Maupay nga patron. Maupay na patron. Di pa, I teach my students to sing, kumusta ka. When they were saying it, there's kamusta ka. It's not ka, it's ko. It's taken from borrowed word from Spanish, como esta. Como esta, kumusta. Sinurtkat na ito. Tapos yun kamusta. So we are now changing and people are accepting this kind of street language. It became part culturally sa atin. Dapat tayo, careful tayo. That's why I'm using my music into songs and my songs are actually written in our local language.
To educate.
Para ma-educate yung tao na ito yung tamang paggamit ng mga ano. For example, yung sasabi ng mother tongue, na hindi naman dapat mother tongue, Kaya na mag-attend ako
Parang
ng...
pindutin mo yung gusto mo na mapamura.
Teka lang ha, magmumura ka ba?
Hindi naman hindi naman mura 'yan. Mahal 'yun.
Mahal.
Ganito 'yon. I will give an example of a dialect. What made it different from here and there? Okay. Pag sabihin mo, like example, this happened in one conference na naka-attend ako about the creation of mother tongue here in Tacloban. Pinattend ako ng kapatid ko dahil advocacy ako yung salitang waray-waray. Umattend ako pero hindi ako kasali sa niya, nakinig lang ako. Then, at the middle of the meeting, nagtanong ako. Sabi ko, actually maganda yung first plan ng mother tongue was beautiful. It was so nice. Hindi katulad yung implementation ng mali. Yung yung plan nila was, for example, ikaw na teacher ka, nandun ka sa barangay Malaginabot, barangay Maniwang-Tiwang, na nalit pasahe, langit na. And these people cannot speak Tagalog, cannot speak English, but they speak their own language. Or waray-waray, fluent. Pag magturo sa kanila ng pagbasa, pagsulat, gagamitin mo na language sa kanila. Yun ang purpose ng mother tongue. So, mas madali lang mabasa dahil nintindi na, for example, mabasa ka, picture ng turkey. So, pakita mo sa, ano to? Ano niya? Mas yung bata, ay, ano to? Pabo. Tama, pabo. No, it's turkey. The turkey is an alien word for them. So, magbo-vocabulary ka. Anong purpose man, pagbasa ng pagsurat, okay, pabo. Haubos dito, may nakasurat, pabo. So, may picture ng pabo, may nakasurat na pabo. So, later on, si Golong remove the picture and retain ang pabo. What was here? Makaraman niya, put mo itong picture ng pabo. Pabo. So, correct, ito, pabo. Nagbabasa ng bata. Because reading is innate for anyone. A child, a baby can actually read. What is reading? Reading is not identifying words. Reading is identifying things. So they know who's the mother, who's the father. Any alien in front of the baby will cry because that baby can read. So we don't believe that the child, when they go to school, they're a blank page. No, there are a lot of things inside them. That's why the mother tongue is, you have to go with them and teach them according to their vocabulary. Alam tuyo man lang, pagpabasa ng pasurat, gamitan, lingwahe nila language. Ano ang purpose? So what happened? Gimpipirit na nga tanan, pagpayakan hinwaray-waray. Ngayon bata, Cebuano, kay transfer, ang nanay, tika nga, natabaho bangko, tika nga Manila, Tagalog, ang bata, pipiritan pagwaray-waray kay mother tongue. So, this is what the implementation, but the first plan was amatiya. Use the mother tongue to teach others. For example, dihira maramit one kay Englishman plus usa dugnanin no sa pira natural sir duha. So marami na mathematics ang mahayra language. So amot ang purpose. So yes, kay actually when you teach them, simply teach them that they understand the language of the medium of the language. Kung tira maraman medium naghuna-una na ran word pag-intindi, mag-analyze pa rin maging tututdo. Purbida, di ba? Like it math, problem solving. Maria went to town with 200 pesos. She bought like this. Kung di ka nakaintindi English, how will you know if it is subtraction or addition, di ba? Zero, bunay ka. Kaya ba, hindi na kayo intindi in English.
Pareho yung kwento ni Chibum, yung sa, di ba, yung anak mo?
Zoe.
Di ba yung sa Cebu, pag pinakita mo yung, pag pinakita mo yung tamsi. Yun ba ito? Pero sabihin na natin yung tamsi, di ba? Yung tamsi doon sa Cebu, iba.
Langgam.
Di ba langgam?
Langgam.
Di ba?
That's why the Kalangaman Islands is actually,
Birch Island.
migration place. That's why
Langgam. Kasi kalanggam, tamsi ngayon, di ba? So, di ba? Maku-confused. Tama sinabi ni Marlon. Pag yung transferee pumunta dito, talagang maku-confused siya.
Mother tongue is the language of the child, between the child and the mother. So if the child grow up with the language of the mother, that's their mother tongue. Sabi ko naman, awa mo tiyo panuyo ito, maupay man. Pero kaya no tiyo title to program, English. It's actually the irony. Mayang-yang magod ako. Then nag-pause sila, boom. Like this.
Good mo
Then dito, good mo na, no? So, they were thinking of what's the title in Waray-Waray. Then they cannot come up with a phrase.
Nanay nga dila.
Kasi ikaw, lon ano, mambuligi kami. Ako na makamayan. Sabi ko, uro man ka mo, dilit, i-uri di ka maaram. Okay mo, ka na pag bad word na, wala mo mag-bad word. Translate ko na, ura-ura di ka
Mother
maaram,
tongue.
di lahit iroy. Mother tongue, di ka maaram. So, why? This is now the difference between the dialect. Why? Dini kasi Tacloban. Ito word nga iroy, buyayaw. Hamon, sumikani nga iroy, mother. Explain ko. Ito na iroy ha English, mother. Nanay is mommy. If kung may, kang kanit hiya, hinit iroy, hinit mother. So ito ni iroy sa mother. So di tiya bad word. Ang problema, nagsubad man kitan bad word nga English. So naging buyayaw hiya. So mabatingan hiniroy, automatic paraton din buyayaw na. That is the difference. Pagkatuwa mo, sabi nga iroy, nanay ko dito. Uy, katuwa daw tim iroy, pakaniya. Haton nga, taging tingo. Bastos ka takna, naging bubuyayong. Iroy sa mother. Nanay, how you call your mother? Kaya ako, naiinit ako school. Ngaan, mga teacher, ginaas niran ira mga pre-LM. I think, ngaan amon mga aid teacher, ang mga helper namon dito. Gimpapatawag ng bata, hindi nga helper, nga di teacher. Di yaya, pero nanay. It's hurting for me, and it's a wrong teaching to the child because di mo tiya mami, di mo tiya eroy. Okay?
Correct.
Kaya kasi nga mami, mama, social, piswaray gate, basta mami. Basta daddy. Tiri, sayop, imagine ito pala, we are using a lot of this our language in a wrong way. We are teaching the children in a wrong way. Pagkatuwa amon, iba. Adi, language difference. Pag sing din nga tae. Hamon, tae, we know tae. Pero may another word niya, tae. Dini taoy. Hamon tae. So may pagkaiba. Basic contextualization iton word. So nga, kalot, dini kalot. Hamon at kalot is clay. Clay. Kalot is clay. Kahit kalot hamon, ka. How do you spell ka? May the H. Katapusan. Kumbaga hamon dinit, tarithi, hamon, tarihti. So how do you write it? May da mga H. So there's a different in using our own dialect. Hamon pinagkaiba naton dialect. So that's why at mother tongue, dapat may da, and mga teacher mismo dito, magkikreate hiran ira pamaagi to teach the children in their own mother tongue. Like my sister, one of the author of the book who wrote the mother tongue book. But she used the book, she created the book in the language here. Taclobanon nga waray-waray. Takiging gamit, Region 8. Dinihingad to ha, Southern Leyte.
Nagkalit-silit
Lubo-lubo.
Bisaya.
The funny part, ginggamit hamon bong to, oras. Oras. Assignment, nasa ring. Hala, paglista kamuhin na pulo nga iba-iba nga mulay. Iglista, pagbalik nga ni i-recite. Haamon iton mulay, ngait mulay, buyayaw. Ipag-ulan bata nga to, nanay, taka-assignment, maglilista ko na pulo nga mulay. Holo, anong klaseng lesson yan? Ba't magsasabi kayo ng bad words? Ano si teacher yan? Ay basta ma'am, nanay, himo ila. So, surat naman. Ngatan yung mga bad word nga dito, amon. Pisti ka, mamiriste, mananap ka. Ngatan naman. Why? Naggamit sila ng libro, yung papalit sila ng Tacloban, pag maglista ng 5 iba't ibang games. Hingad to, mulay kay buyayaw din ni. So, there's actually a confusion. So that's why dialect itself, dapat every school, every place, every LGU must be working. And parents, don't depend too much from the teachers. We have to be aware. You have to be alert. Ikmat. Nga, kailangan sising dapat may danaton borderline between at yung ito mga teacher ngat diri. We have to.
And misay dito ano tawag?
Uding.
Uding, ano daw. May ano pa di ba nga?
Iring.
Manamod, insisi ko. Iring, hain ito nga.
May Norte.
Norte.
Norte kasi, they have a different language. Nasudang nan adaw. Sudang is nasirang. Adaw is nasirang. They have a very nice language. Beautiful to hear. It's a music to my ears.
Ito.
It's a music to my ears.
May tanong ako kay Sir Marlon.
Naisip ka na.
Dahil sa language, curious ako sa couple. Marunong ka mag-couple, sir?
That's the hardest language. Habalay, nagpalit may dako, dictionary, abaknon ba yun language? Abaknon? In the baknon. Ito yung language, abaknon. None of it, all the words I'm trying to read and try to understand, none of it na related akong language. Actually, language is so beautiful. It tells about who they are, the culture like this.
Correct.
So, I was asking, galing ba saan yung language ng couple? Galing ba saan yung language natin? Actually, it's related from our Malay brothers. May similarities sila nga dito sa Indonesia, may mga similar. Even the counting of usa, duha, tulo, upat, lima, I thought it's waray-waray. When I went to Bali, Indonesia, I was shocked. They're counting the same like us. They're counting sa, duha, tulo, upat, lima, num, tu. Ang pronunciation ng iba, what?
May diction na lang.
Yeah,
Diction
may
na
na.
iba.
Then, are you counting? Kuno, yes. Why? Because we count the same in our local language. Then they laughed. So, imagine, before the Spanish came, ang bartering, di ba? They were here before the Spanish time, colonization. So, there's a lot. Sayang lang ang namatayan aton culture when the Spaniards came. Sayang ito. That's why, when a lot of my friends were asking what are the indigenous instruments in Region 8, I could hardly answer that. Why? I never grew up with those. I grew up with a guitar. Those are the Spanish influence given to us. I know there were a lot of percussive instrument. Pero ginpatay ito, ginwara ito. Kay anak hibaro na sir, if you use that, that's a pagan practice. It's not Christianity. So pagtato, it's a practice of paganism dapat diri. So everything is erased. So our own culture died. But I don't know who can trace it back. It's so hard.
Ang tindi.
Anyway.
Parang ayaw ko tumigil, pero kailangan natin tumigil.
Oo. Wala.
Kasi, yung, di ba?
Nagugutom na rin.
Maliit na yung mata ni Direk.
Hindi, yung,
namumuti na si Direk.
Nanliliit na.
Hindi, kidding aside,
Mahihimata.
there's this hunger for knowledge.
Oo, pero
Oo.
yun lang.
Lalo na when it comes to our culture and arts.
Sunod,
Diba?
marami pa yan nakuhan.
Baka siguro,
Babalik to si
tanungin
Mano
natin si Mano
for
Marlon
sure.
kung pwede siyang
Dapat
magkaroon
may
ng
beer na
segment
tayo,
dito
sunod.
sa
Oo.
Soundcheck. Kasi we need these things.
Oo.
Oh, we need our children. Kahit wala akong children pa, pero
Di ako, marami
Soon.
akong natutunan
Oo.
kay Mano Marlon.
Yeah.
anong sun? Ano nga sun? Dirigan.
Yung viewers natin maintain kanina.
Oo, maintain lagi. Tsaka nakita ko si Blinky. Nanonood yung pamangkin ko.
Oo, pinsa ko, nanonood. Oh, yan.
Yung pamangkin ko si Bangky, sabi niya, one thing good about COVID is there's no classes. I don't miss my teachers.
Oo.
Teachers who are very strict. Yun ang sabi niya. Oo.
Maganda,
It's painful,
maganda yung
Yung masarap pakinggan sa isang bata, sabi na, I miss ko si teacher. That's beautiful. Pero pag sabi nga, one thing I like because I will not see my strict teacher. My God, so painful as a teacher.
Correct.
Dili ka teacher, tester.
Kasi yun na nga, parang walang heart.
Correct.
And everything we do, we put heart into it.
Okay, actually, last thing for education, for my fellow parents and teachers, when we teach something, any subject, anything, we see to it that we ask them to do these things and to learn these things because it's useful, it's needed. Example, if you teach them math and they don't understand the use of it, they will not, hindi sila mag-interest nun. Kasi walang application, walang gamit. Like now, my students in music, I teach them an online lesson about kumusta ka. Then my lower element, my grade 4, I teach them the song Hinanay Hitatay Higugmaon Ko. This is kasi na-involve yung parents studying my song. So Hinanay Hitatay Higugmaon an ira pag-ugup an kusog ko. Very short line and they keep on repeating the song and it's powerful for parents to hear that. And the child, they know the purpose of the song is to say I love you to my parent through a song.
Yeah.
So my purpose. Okay? My Kumusta Ka is, the lyrics of the Kumusta Ka is, I think you can see it in the Facebook. My two kids sang it simply, actually, my kids are not good singers. Mga shy gyapon. But they can sing, karag pirit.
Pero don't say they're not good singers. Baka hindi na sila kumanta.
they are actually shy.
Oh, yun,
like,
yun lang.
like me and
Yeah.
like me and my
Ay, kakanta pa to si... Oo.
Okay. So the kumusta ka is actually, it's for, parang ganun ba na, when you say, kumusta ka, nadiin ka, nag-ano ka, pagtunodan, adlaw, ngan bulan. That's my lyrics I put there. Malalim yan. It's actually a
Beautiful,
metaphoric.
beautiful.
Kumusta ka, nadiin ka, nag-ano ka, pagtunodan, adlaw, ngan bulan. It means, how are you during this time of darkness? Okay? Tapos, na-repeat, kumusta ka, kumusta ka, balibaton ba, kumusta ka, nadidila, nadidtula, hadampoghan kabitunan. Meaning, I'm just there, I'm in the clouds of happiness and fun with my family. Everything
Yun.
is fun here. Parang ganun ang meaning doon. Di ba?
So, Manong Marlon, before we end,
Oh.
okay lang ba na
Sampul.
isang sample dyan? Di ba?
I'll try.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ayan!
Yan.
Kaya stay tuned.